I got to step into my power so that I can empower more women who were struggling just like I was.
So earlier in my career, I wish somebody would have told me that not everybody wants to see me win. Not everybody was going to be by my side. I had to learn to be my biggest cheerleader, to be the person to go out there and step out of my comfort zone and do new things, try new things, because not everybody is going to be supportive.
Guess what? You're not in it alone, because there's tons of women out there that are struggling just like you who want to be there to support you.
I
think it's live. I think we're live. Okay. I don't know if we're having issues, but hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of You Were Meant for More. I'm your host, Francina Ayala. Let me go ahead and check to see if we are live, because I don't know if you were watching. We were having some technical difficulties. So let me just double check and see if we are live. And it looks like we are. So let me update this really quick. Okay, yeah, here we go. We are live. So thank you for your patience. You know, you got to love technology, right? All right, here we go. Okay, let's get into it. All right, today is all about building your best year, the 2025 goal getting show. And I'm so excited you're here. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I host different types of events like vision board workshops I've done. Goal setting is something that I've done every year for the last 5 years. So every year I actually take some time on January 1st and I find a relaxing place and I take a notebook and a pen and I just start writing out my year. What is it going to look like? What are my intentions? What are my goals? And really setting up the actionable steps to get there. Now, because you all know I'm transparent, I'm honest, I'm real, I'm authentic, it doesn't always go as planned. You know, I have these big dreams, I have these big goals, but I didn't follow through. It wasn't until I actually went through the whole mindset shift, right? Now, it's funny because when I used to hear that, oh, it's mindset, it's mindset, it's mindset. And you know how frustrating that was for me to hear? So it's like, okay, but how do you fix it? And so I'm going to go through a little bit of details as far as what that looks like, just so that it's helping you set yourself up for success in 2025. Because the thing is, like, everybody could tell you, write your goals, you know, do a vision board, have vision. But if you're not following through with literally actionable, intentional steps to make them happen, it's just a wish, right? And it's a dream that becomes a wish. And that's it. You don't take the next step to make it happen. And so I dove in and got like a couple of things from, we love AI, right? And I was like, okay, well, this is specifically what I want to talk about. And so, of course, I went and got some prompts so that I can share with you all, the details of what not only I went through, but how to go forward with not falling back into bad habits, right? And that's what it is because, our subconscious mind is always reverting back to what it knows to keep us safe, right? So we want to make sure that we're doing the process of finding out what it is that we continue to revert back to so we don't fall into those old patterns and habits. Sound good? All right. Awesome. Let me go ahead and make sure we are good here. Yes, we are. Awesome. Okay. So first things first, I want to make sure that you have a pen, you have a notebook or a journal, whatever that may look like for you. I'm bringing out like notebooks that I've gotten over the past years. I am your notebook queen. If you're joining me live, let me know if you're a notebook queen too. I am always out there buying new notebooks so that I can write my goals and everything in them. And so it's funny because I had bought this one and I started writing things in it. And then I realized this one's pretty heavy to kind of carry around. But I absolutely love it. And so every now and then I go back and I look at the notes that I wrote inside. So, continue to write, continue to put your thoughts and your ideas and everything down, because as you progress further, you're going to be able to look back and see how far you've come. It's kind of like your own journal or diary that you get to go back and look at, like, oh my God, this is the time when I was talking about XYZ, and I absolutely love to be able to do that. So and if like you don't have a notebook around, grab a piece of paper. I don't care. Let's write notes. Let's do stuff that is going to propel you forward into 2025, because that's what it's all about. You need to step into your power and purpose, and that is what I'm here for, to guide you there. All right. So I found this quote that I absolutely love because it made sense. Like it hits it right on the nail. So I'm going to share that with you. And it says, if you don't know where you're going, you'll end up someplace else. 100%. Yogi Berra. Anyone who know Yogi Berra is? Any baseball fans out there? Anyways, I had to share that because I'm a huge baseball fan. If you don't know, fun fact about me, I'm a huge baseball fan, if you don't know that about me yet. So I had to share that quote because I thought it was awesome, and it was perfect, and it reflects what we're doing. So you have to be intentional about where you're going. You want to set goals for yourself. And if you're watching me on TV, great. I want you to join me in some type of chat. Go to your phone, go to Facebook, go to I'd say go to YouTube, but for some reason I can't see your questions on YouTube. But on Facebook, I can. So join the live chat. I am live, and I would love to answer any of your questions. Or I want you to be interactive with me. Share what it is that you are focusing on for 2025 so that we can really go through this together, right? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, grab a notebook, grab a piece of paper and a pen, and let's get into this together. So I'm going to be grabbing my notes from here and there, from now and then, so you'll see them. But one of the things I want to ask, and I want you to really think about it and be intentional about this thought process. So if you're catching this on the replay, then definitely go back or pause and ask this question to yourself and be real, be honest about it. So first things first is, what's your biggest goal for the next 3 months? 3 months. Let's keep it simple. It doesn't have to be, I'm going to do the whole year and this is what I'm doing. I want to know 3 months. And I'm going to have you connect with me in 3 months because I want to know where you're at. Okay? So go ahead and write this down. What's your biggest goal for the next 3 months? Just one. I want one goal. And if you're joining me live, drop it in the chat so I can share your goal with everyone. Let's just put yourself out there. Let's be intentional. Let's be excited. Let's be motivated about where you're headed. So your biggest goal in the next 3 months. I will share mine. Mine is to get 5 new clients, coaching clients, in the next 3 months. I'm actually getting them by December 31st, or that's my goal. But if they happen in the next 3 months, I'm okay with that because I'm giving myself a timeline. But the special that I have is only until December 31st. So mine is 5 new coaching clients by the end of March. It's March 31st. So 2025. So go ahead and let me know what it is that you're going to do in the next. Ooh, I love that, Sandy. Okay, let me go ahead and take this one out. Give me 1 second. Let me hide that one. Sandy is going to do 30 days clean eating. I absolutely love that. So I am high-fiving you, Sandy, because, man, that is one major goal. So thank you so much for sharing. Now, so that's your number one, right? You're going to put that down in the next 3 months. So we're going to focus on that, right? Hold on to that one. And then we're going to go into another question. So let me go ahead and, it's so funny, these buttons. I'm like, where is everything? There we go. Let me go ahead and go into the next question to ask. And I'm going to ask this one again. I want you to take some time, be intentional about it, and write it out. What's your biggest challenge with sticking to these goals? Go ahead and let me know in the chat. Write it down first, and then let me know in the chat, because we all have this challenge. What's your biggest challenge with sticking to these goals, or to goals in general? And I'll share mine. My biggest challenge is forgetfulness. Oh, I forgot. oh, I didn't do that. Or I get too busy, right? Too busy and then I forget. And so what am I going to do? What are you going to do to make sure that you're being intentional? There has to be a way, a specific step or steps, I should say, for you to be intentional about it every single day. And so we're going to go through this process, but first we're going to get to know why we're doing what we're doing and reverting back to old habits. So stay tuned. We're going to continue with this, but I want you to write down what's your biggest challenge sticking to your goals and drop it in the chat if you'd like. I'd love to see that. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. Let me pull this up. Okay, one of the things that I want to talk about is, now that we have our goals, right? I want to reflect on 2024. So let me go ahead and put this one up. I want to know, what were your wins? What were your wins for 2024? And like I said, if you're joining me live, drop it in the chat. If you're joining me on replay, or if you're catching this later, come to Facebook and write down it's live. I'm sorry, it's public, so you'll be able to drop it in this chat when you look for the title on my page. What were your wins and what did you learn from it? So for me, my wins, I'm like, the thing about me, and this is what you'll learn, is small wins matter. The thing is, we're always chasing that big win, that big celebration. And granted, they're amazing, but small wins matter. And that's where a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs, especially women, we tend to be so hard on ourselves because we keep falling short of our goal, right? But it's like, that saying, shoot for the stars, and if you land on the moon, it's okay, right? So, or shoot for the moon, if you land on the stars, I forget which one. Which one's further? Whatever. And so just know that you are truly a different person moving every single day in your life. So you are no longer reverting back to the old person. You've learned new things along the way. So celebrate those small wins. So let me see. Wins for this year for me. Oh, my goodness. Yes. Okay. A lot of you may or may not know, I've been building my business over the last 6 years. And it's been, oh my goodness, a struggle, an up and down. I mean, you name it. I hit rock bottom. I've done bankruptcies. I've done I've had a car repossession. I mean, it's just, I went through total just rock bottom. And it was because I didn't know how to have a business. I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know how to manage my finances around a business. So I really had to get clear about, what is it I'm doing? Where am I going? And I know, so what I found out is, and this is okay, this is where you really get to remember just everything I've been through. Like, I remember back in 2020, 2021, I was training, but I didn't have all the technical support, the back end support to support my business. I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know how to do it. But guess what? I now have a CRM platform. I now have email lists. I now do automations. I do campaigns. Look at how far I've come. Okay. But this year's win is I humbled myself. I humbled myself and I got a business partner. And I absolutely adore her because I know that I'm the creator and I'm the coach. I'm the speaker. I'm the one that goes out and speaks and brings in business. And she does all the organization and all of the work in the back end to support where we're headed. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I literally prayed for her. I prayed for someone like her. And she's been around Wheela since 2018. And so I was so grateful that she wanted to come on board and support and be part of this whole mission. And so that was, to me, it's a big win. I mean, it could be a small win, but like, again, that was a big win for me. And what did I learn? I learned to humble myself, that it's okay to ask for help. Because I mean, you're joining me live, put your hand up. If it's one of the hardest things for you to do is to ask for help. Women do it all the time. It is so hard to ask for help because, well, for me at least, my whole thought process is, well, it's my business. I need to make it happen. Nobody else is going to do it. It's my vision, and I just can't ask for help because who's going to want to support my vision? Who's going to be in the same thought process as me? You know what I mean? And it's not about that. It's just people absolutely love what you're doing. They love the vision. They love the mission, and they want to be part of something big, something greater. So anyways, that was a big win for me. So I am so grateful for that opportunity and to really take a step back, because the reason why I went through so much loss of finances, of car repossession, was because I invested and invested and invested. And I was investing in things I didn't really know about. Like, not necessarily like, I just didn't know how to push my business forward in the right areas. So I invested in coaching. I invested in, in software. I invested in all these different things, and then still no money was coming in. So just know that no matter how far you've gone into like not making it, your greatest outcome is yet to come. So one of the biggest things is like, you have to go through these things. You have to go through these lessons, these I hate to say failures, because it's like, it's ultimately like people receive that differently, but it's going through these losses and these roadblocks where it's really builds your resilience, your character, your strength, to be able to position you in a spot so that your business can excel, and the person you've become is now somebody empowered, somebody who doesn't know, who's gone through it all and knows how to stand up and stand strong when something else tumbles. Because now I am like, you can hit me with anything and I'm just like, believe me, I went through the stress in my body, the nervous system in my body went through every type of feeling possible, because I felt like a failure and I felt so defeated. And I'll be sharing more. I know you guys are waiting for a book. Oh my goodness, I can't believe you guys are waiting for a book. It's insane, but I love you for that. And I know, like, I'm going to be starting a blog. And so it's funny because the blog will probably benefit you more than the book, because, you'll be able to see updates and things like that are in real time. So that's coming in 2025. I got so much coming for you all. So, okay, let's go back. What were your wins? What did you learn? So go ahead and do that. I had to share mine because, I want you all to know things will happen, but you got to, progress forward. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the next one. Okay, the next one is going to be, what do you want to change or improve? What do you want to change or improve? So I'm going to go ahead and put that on the screen. What do you want to change or improve? And again, I know it leads to habits. I get it. I've been there. So write it down, and whatever that it may look like, because again, I want you to be intentional. Like, this is what I want to change. I want to change that bad habit of XYZ. I want to change, the me reverting back to who I used to be, or whatever that may look like. Like for me, what do I want to change or improve is my consistency. Now, when you're consistent with something, you start to change the habits in your mind, because yes, we have these ones that revert back, but as long as you're consistent with a new improved habit, your brain will accept it as true. So it's just a continuous process that you got to do. So know that, you're not alone in this. You can be supported as long as you're staying consistent and you're staying with the right group of people, accountability partners, whatever that may look like for you, and make it happen. Okay. So what do you want your life to look like in 2025? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. All right. What do you want your life to look like in 2025? This is where you can get a little bit more creative in what you're writing down. You know, whenever I do like self-development, self-improvement type courses, anything like that, it's always what you're expecting. It's not what you want, it's what you're expecting. So for example, you know, when we go after certain things, I am expecting this to happen. Like I am expecting for a 5,000K month. I'm expecting for a 10,000K month. I'm expecting for a $250,000 a year job or business. I am expecting to be debt free in 2025. Write it down. What does that look like for you? What do you want your life to look like in 2025? So mine, let's see. The thing is, like, I know it's funny. I should have had my goals here, but I do mine January 1st. I'm very targeted with what I want to do. But I have ideas of where I'm headed. So in 2025, what my life is going to look like is I'm actually going to be traveling and speaking more. So if you don't know this about me already, I'm a speaker and a coach, and I love to be able to speak on different platforms. I have my own. We do summits and conferences, but I want to be able to speak at other summits and conferences. I want to be able to go speak at schools, to go speak at women's groups, homes, whatever it is to support women across the world. So wherever you're at, you have a summit conference and you need me to be a speaker there, reach out and we'll have a conversation. So what does your 2025 look like? Big goals are amazing. I mean, you can dream, you can put it all together, and I want to see what it looks like for you. So don't be afraid to get specific, right? Let's break this down. Break it down, big goals, into smaller actionable steps. And so what does that look like for you? So definitely write it down so that it's more achievable, right? So the thing is, I want to be able for you to share is actionable steps. That is the major key that I want you all to take away. So actionable steps, I'm going to put this in the chat, or not chat, but on the screen. So break down your goals into smaller actionable steps. So for example, mine is speaker, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a list of actionable steps to my assistant so that they can then reach out to other conferences or other events in which they can present me at. So this is Francine, this is her background, this is what she does. So that's just one step that I can do, that my business can do. Okay. Now, when it says be specific and with a time frame, so give yourself a goal. So are you going to give yourself 1 month to get on to call 10 clients? Are you going to give yourself 1 month to book 5 clients? Are you going to give yourself 1 month to book 3 events? Like, what does that look like for you? Give yourself a targeted goal, because if you don't have an end goal, it's just out in the open and it's not being intentional about making it happen. Okay, this is a big one for me. And this is probably a big one for you too. Because this is where I fell short in my own, in my own goal keeping. So I want to share this with you. This is a major one for you to do. Keep your goals visible and review them regularly. And the reason why this is so important is because it's a visual. So how many of you are visual people out there? I like doing this. Raise your hand wherever you're joining me from. It's when you keep your goals visible and you review them, it sends a signal. It's a constant, like, making it happen in your brain of, making things happen in a way that, in a sense, manifests. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with manifesting. A lot of you are, but if you're not, it's really being intentional about making a goal happen or something, like a dream happen. Like, for example, I'll tell you how I manifested something recently. So I love travel. Some of you know that. Some of you follow me on my travels. I love to travel. And in 2021, I was very intentional about traveling around the US. I knew I was going to do it. My son had turned 25 that year, and he's like, Mom, I'm going to move out. And I said, okay. I said, bye, peace out. And he's like, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to stay here? And I'm like, nope. I said, I'm going to put my stuff in storage, sell my car, and I'm going to go travel around the US. Yep. I was that intentional. And if you don't know my story, I was a single mom at the age of 17 and running a business over the last couple of years and struggling and you name it, like, you know, rock bottom, the whole bit. I just needed a break. I needed to get away. And I remember my coach saying, what are you running from? And I remember thinking, what do you mean? But now looking back, I'm like, yeah, I was running. I was running from like this crazy life, right? But I needed clarity. I needed a break. I needed to do something that I wanted to do, something that I enjoyed doing. And so I hopped on the Amtrak. I bought the rail pass and I traveled around the US for 2 months by myself. And people always are like, wow, oh my God, you inspire me. You're so great. I love, you know, your adventures and things like that. So the thing is, I was very intentional about making that happen. I really wanted to do it. So guess what? I share this because you keep your goals visible and you review them regularly. So if you ever want to manifest or make something happen in your life, guess what? Write it down, be intentional, review them daily, not even daily. You can review them once a week. Like that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be reviewing it once a week. Okay, here's my goal. And then where are my actionable steps? And so do that and be able to look at them because it will happen. I had this one client, she wanted to go to Hawaii. I said, okay. She's like, yeah, but I can't afford it. Nope, there's no can't. You can absolutely make your dreams happen. You just have to be willing to put in the work. It's mindset work. That's all it is. It's like the minute you give yourself an opportunity to dream and to go after that without limitations, it'll happen. I mean, there was one woman who made it happen where her company sent her there for work. And she's like, I didn't even know, but here I am in Hawaii and I didn't even have to pay for it. So again, things will happen for you as you keep them in the forefront of your mind and as you review them. So what does that look like for you for Hawaii? Start looking at Hawaiian things. Start looking at, the vacation packages. Start looking at things and, look at it. And if you look at it regularly, your whole process, it will make it happen in some way, shape, or form. And you'll just get that momentum to continue to manifest. You put feelings behind it, you put actionable steps behind it, and it will happen. So the same thing has to go for your goals. For your goals, for your business, whatever it is you are living out in 2025, the same energy, the same frequency needs to take place. It's exciting, actually. So I want you to be excited about it. That's what you get to do. Okay, so we got the writing down your goals. We got the actionable steps, and then of course reviewing them regularly. Oh, this is one thing I absolutely love, because this is where I'm just like, hey, put it in the chat. I want to know. Tell me what you're doing. So it says, tell someone about your goals and ask them for support. I mean, you can give me a goal for 2025 and I will be like, how's that goal going? Like, did you set actionable steps? What are you doing, weekly or daily to make that happen? Tell someone about your goals. You can tell me. I will push you. And then find a mentor or coach to help you stay on track. Yes. Definitely. I mean, I'm going to share a little bit more of how you can work with me at the end, but like, Find somebody who is going to support you. It is the best thing that you can do for yourself. I promise. It's going to make a load of difference because you have that type of support. Okay. I love this one. Celebrate your progress along the way. You have no idea how much that will benefit you, because the thing is, we're so busy, doing all the things that we don't take time to celebrate those small wins. So celebrate your progress along the way. And if it's like as simple as like, oh my God, I said I was going to have 5 clients by the end of January and I have 1 so far, celebrate it. Be excited. I mean, I know I get excited when, I work with someone. I'm like, awesome, we got a new client. Yay. It's great because it's like, I personally love coaching people. I know that the best part of what I do is when I see the transformation in their faces and in their eyes. It's amazing. When you get to shift people and their mindset and their thought process, and you get to help them with this awareness of where they're stuck or where they're not pursuing forward because of something they used to think. And it's just like a light bulb. And they're like, oh my goodness. And I'm like, yes, it's that awareness. And believe me, when my coach does it to me, for me, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. And there's times actually I do get mad. I get mad because I'm like, oh, I thought I worked on that already. But hey, we're onions. There's always layers, and that's okay. I'm always open to feedback. I'm always open to coaching. And that's how you should be. Always be open to learning, to being guided, to understanding more about how you maneuver. Okay, so we got celebrate your progress. Be patient. Don't give up on your dreams. You have the power to achieve anything you set your mind to. Okay? All right. So the reason why people give up so much is because there is lack of clarity and specificity. So it's the mindset thing, right? Okay, so we're going to get into mindset stuff now. Okay. Like many people, hold on. There we go. Let me go ahead and close this one out. Text box. Celebrate. There we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we talked about telling people about your goals. We talked about being patient about your goals. And we're talking about lack of clarity. Okay, so let me go ahead and bring that up. There we go. Sorry, I told you all I wrote notes. Okay, so people are setting vague goals. So like they're talking about getting in shape, but what does that look like? Or earning more money, but there's no clear direction as far as where they're headed. So like, for example, like I want to lose 30 pounds. Okay, what does that look like? What is your daily habits look like? Is that waking up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. or 7 a.m., going to the gym, drinking your protein shake? What foods are you eating? Are you making sure that they're foods that are going to be nourishing your body, like the protein and the carbs, and there's a great balance in it? There's a shop I go to called NutriShop that, does a whole format of a body analysis, and they give you a plan. I mean, they just tell you where you're at, like your body fat percentage and stuff like that. And then they say, hey, you should be doing X, Y, Z. And they give you like a plan. And it doesn't cost anything. So it's like really taking action into what you're going to do to lose that 30 pounds. So those are being clear with actionable steps. And so you have to literally move from that whole process of wishing for it to happen to planning for it to happen. So like, one of the things I did was, one year I wanted to run 5Ks, 5K walk, runs, whatever that looked like. And I did. I made it happen because I loved the process of it. For some reason, I was just obsessed with 5Ks. And I remember the first one being on New Year's. It was a New Year's Eve 5K run. It was so great. Or New Year's Day, sorry. Because I remember being there like really early in the morning for New Year, and it was still dark. and we did our first 5K. And then I remember going to San Diego. I did the Dodger Stadium one. So I knew I was going to be intentional about being like setting that goal and then following through with it, because I wanted that outcome. I wanted to make it happen. Remember, it's always progression over perfection. You never want to go after, oh, this needs to be perfect. This needs to be done like this. Or if it's not perfect, that's it. I'm done. No. Because I could tell you firsthand, I was a perfection queen. Everything needed to be perfect before I moved further in my business, before I took that next step, before I got that client, before I started coaching, before I started speaking. And even with this show, before I launched my show, everything had to be lined up and perfect before I could do it. Not doing it. So setting overly ambitious goals and then expecting immediate results is really going to lead you to that overwhelm and feeling like you're just going to give up, because so many people do it. I see it all the time. I even see it in my clients. So just know to give yourself grace for how far you've come. Again, the progression is only going to excel you. So just know that it's like adapting just a growth mindset and really achieving that overall process of where you're headed and the little steps in between that are going to get you there. And just, again, you already know. If you've been following me for a while, you know that my community is so empowering, and they want to support you, and they want to cheer you on, and they want to clap for you, and they want to just be there for you. They want to like be your biggest cheerleader, because that's who I am. I want to be your biggest cheerleader. So know that we're here to support you in any way that you are looking to be supported. So if we can do it, if we can have that courage, so can you. And sometimes situations are not ideal, but all you got to do is just stay focused on the overall goal. Because remember, I told you everything I went through, and it's been nuts, right? Okay, so let me see what else we have. Okay, so we everyone's setting the vague goals. We're not going to do that. And then some people actually, and I think this one is really important that, people need to know, is because it's a mindset thing, is people actually sabotage their own success. Oh my goodness. I want to say, I think I did that for so long. Like, it's a subconscious thing where we sabotage, our own success due to fear. The fear of failure can really damage where you're headed. And so you got to stay connected with people who are achieving, who are going out there and making stuff happen, so that you're following in their footsteps. You're being motivated. You're being guided. So I want to make sure that you're always in that growth mindset versus that fixed mindset. Fixed mindset will destroy anything you've worked on. Always be learning, always be growing, and so a lot of people will fail too because of lack of accountability. And this is why I say stay connected. Lack of accountability and support will keep you completely away from your goals and dreams, because it's like, I don't know about you, it gets exhausting doing business alone. And that's why there's a community of women that want to support you. That's why we created Wheela and Wheela for Business, because we want to be able to support you wherever you're at in your journey in life. So it's like, that's that whole mindset of the lone wolf versus the collaborative spirit, I'm all about collaboration. I'm all about staying connected. Sometimes I go silent because, I need to get stuff done and I need to be in my space and put out new ideas and things like that. But I need to stay connected to a community of women so that we're supporting each other. Because I'm telling you, it's not fun to do business alone. It's not fun to do life alone. And that's our whole mission, so that women understand that they don't have to do life alone. They don't have to do business alone. And then that's, it's a dream killer, right? Because you're tired, you're exhausted, you're making stuff happen, but it's like, it's so draining because you're doing it alone. You lose the motivation for your business and where you're headed. So definitely stay connected. Don't do stuff on your own. We want to be able to support you. Okay, so I'm going to share a little bit about the neurological portions of how we continue to revert back really quick. So there's this thing called habit loops and neuroplasticity. Our brains are wired to create efficient pathways for repeated actions. Okay, these are called habit loops, which consist of a cue, a routine, and a reward. Over time, these loops become automatic, requiring minimal conscious effort. This is why reverting to old habits feels so natural. Our brains are simply following well-worn patterns, or well-known, I should say, patterns. However, the brain is also capable of neuroplasticity, which means it can change and adapt throughout life. By consistently practicing new behaviors, we can create a new neural pathway and weaken old ones. This is the key to overcoming old habits and achieving our goals. And this is what I was talking about earlier. The thing is, as long as there's some consistency, our brain can adapt to these new habits. Here's how this relates to the reasons people don't follow through with their goals, or along with strategies to rewire those neurological patterns. So here we go. All right. So the neurological connection, there's overwhelm triggers the stress response, which can reinforce old comforting habits as a coping mechanism. OMG. How many times have you been there? I've been there multiple times. That's the neurological connection, which is it overwhelms triggers that stress the response. Okay, so for example, something you're doing. Oh my goodness, actually, this happened the other day. So funny. I know already where my triggers are, my stress triggers are, and I need to take a step back. So, but I'm aware of it. One of the biggest things I struggled with is technology, systems, and things like that for the business. And I had something happen on my CRM platform that I wasn't aware of, or I didn't know how to fix it. So I get on, with support, because we have support on our CRM, and they start explaining things in technological terms, and I'm just like, lost me. So guess what? The overwhelm triggered a stress response, and it just reinforced old comforting habits of, I need to just step away. I need like a 2-hour break. I need to just, position myself. I need to go take a nap, whatever that may look like. I just needed to get away from that whole process because it was just too overwhelming. So it's just really staying so how could I have fixed that, right? Or how could you fix that? Or what does that look like? So I give myself different types of portions of stress like that, meaning if I know it's going to affect me, I either will take it on or I will reach out to the team and have them take it on. At that particular time, I didn't have the team there, so I needed to do it. But this is where we can understand, because the thing is when you start to celebrate wins, each small success releases this dopamine that changes your whole perspective. Okay. So you want to ultimately stay away from the triggers. And if they are going to trigger you in a stressful way, know that you get to celebrate a win. So what is a win in your business that week? What is a win that, you can celebrate instead of, that stress trigger taking place? So I love that it releases dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and motivation. This reinforces new behavior and creates a positive feedback loop in the brain. This is where it gets really fun, right? This also combats the need for instant gratification. So the instant gratification of this all needs to happen in big progression, and then you get instant gratification if it follows through okay. But if it doesn't, then you're you feel completely defeated, and that's what you don't want to happen. So know where the stressors come in and know how to celebrate your wins. And those are all going to come back and forth in your business and in your life, right? Where that's going to happen. Because I don't know about you, like every time like I've been working a lot or there's something like that's happened a lot in my business, I will go pour myself a glass of wine. And I'm not saying everybody needs to do this, but I'm saying like, or I'm like, you know what? I want a scoop of ice cream. I'm going to go celebrate myself, for all the hard work I've done. I'm going to go out to dinner with my friends. I'm going to go buy me a new dress. Whatever that may look like for you, this is what I'm talking about, that feeling, that dopamine excitement of being able to revert away from the stressors and celebrate, and give yourself that motivation for how far you've come. Because my biggest thing is to give yourself grace for how far you come. And this is a rewiring strategy. Visualize it. Visualize what's to come. Visualize the positive outcomes of achieving your goals. This activates the same brain regions as, that you're experiencing that reward, remember. So, and this is what I wanted to explain earlier, but I forgot the name of it. So the neurological connection, it's the fear that activates the amygdala. The amygdala is the brain's fear center, which can trigger old protective behaviors. So, but you can reframe it. Remember, we can still use that same energy to promote positive feedback, positive direction, reframe negative thoughts. So challenge negative self-talk and replace it with positive affirmations. This helps to rewire the brain's response to challenges, shifting from fear to opportunity. And I absolutely love that, because I wanted people to know, because again, yes, it's not just mindset. Like I remember people were like, it's mindset, it's mindset, it's mindset. But if you don't really know, I don't know if you guys can hear my dog. She barks at all of the Amazon delivery people. It's pretty funny. But we always know when there's a package or when the mailman shows up, our dog goes crazy. So yes, there's just this whole neurological connection. So the more you know about how you process information and how you respond to things, the better you are to position yourself up for success. Okay? So remember, it's really understanding you and your habits and understanding what motivates you, what stresses you out, what keeps you stationary, which doesn't progress you forward. So again, we're always about stepping into your power and purpose. So the more you know, the better. The more you get to understand who you are, the better. The more you get to excel, the better, right? So, okay. Yeah. So give me 1 second. Okay, that's fine. Okay, here we go. Sorry, my mom's like messaging me about my dog. I'm like, okay, she's fine. Okay, so here we go. Now that we've set our goals, I want to be able to share. Here we go. Let me just pull this down as far as my notes goes. Okay. So one of the things that I found beneficial, and this is for me, everyone does it differently, but I like putting charts up. So I'll put like, whenever I have a goal of like clients that we're bringing in or things like that, I'll put a chart up and like, okay, we got this client, or, or do not a pie chart, one of those charts that go up and down. It's like, what is your chart going to say for the income, the cash flow that you want? Or maybe it's putting like, this is your debt and you're going to knock off this. It's really having that targeted footprint, or that targeted blueprint, of what it is that you're looking to accomplish. And so for me, it's definitely everything is visual. So I need everything visual for me to understand the next steps and the progress that I'm making. So what works for you? What is it that you're looking to accomplish? What is it that you're looking to do to change your 2024 to have a powerful 2025? And so I want to be able to share with you how you can work with me personally. There's 2 ways, and it's either there's personal or business or both. Completely up to you. And so one of the ways to work with me is we have a membership opportunity. So if you're a woman in business and you're looking to excel in your business and you want strategy and blueprint and coaching in the mindset of your business and working with people that get to understand the whole layout of your business and the marketing plan of your business, you definitely want to join. And if you're someone that loves to coach and loves to speak, then this is for you as well, because you don't have to jump into speaking and coaching right away. But if it's something that where you're helping clients and you want to be able to show up for them online, show up for them maybe at at a meeting, for like if a company is inviting you to be a speaker to share about your products or services, you want to be able to position yourself as the expert in the room. So we help you through the whole process of becoming a speaker. So we are all about elevating you to your next level. And that membership is there, and it's only $197 a month. And believe me, I know that is a steal. I know that's a steal because one of my clients said just the coaching alone is phenomenal. And so she not only got a blueprint for her business, but she's getting coaching. She's staying accountable to her goals. And I got an email from her earlier this week, that said so many exciting things are happening in her business. As you stay in the forefront of what you're looking to accomplish, it all starts to happen for you. And believe me, when you're surrounded by people who are rooting you on, telling you that, how to show up in your business, pushing you forward, motivating you, and just being an accountability partner, seriously, is going to elevate you to your next level. And I absolutely love it, because I even tell my coach, I'm like, if like her and I miss each other because of our schedules, I'm just like, oh my goodness, I need you. You left me. I mess with her. But no, it's really being able to stay accountable to somebody. It's being able to show up in your best version, the best version of yourself, by sharing whatever complications came up, or maybe some wins and things like that. But for the audience that I have, like, I love sharing with you guys my wins. I've shared my losses. I've shared things I've struggled with. And so again, that's okay. It's all going to come full circle, and I'm looking forward to it. So if you want to join our membership, it is you can go to WeelaConnects.com, join us there. And we will be in touch with you to set up trainings and to set up coaching sessions and things like that. So reach out if you have any questions. You guys can get a hold of me on any social media platform. I will respond to you. And then I'm also going to leave my booking link as well. So the next way you can work with me, and I haven't posted a lot about it only because I'm taking 5 coaching clients only. I'm taking 5 coaching clients. I hate that it comes out like that. But I'm taking 5 coaching clients. Let me update this because that's silly. It should just be like this. You should just be able to type in that. There we go. I'm taking 5 coaching clients by December 31st. So there's a special price. And if you jump on it by December 31st, it's going to be that price. And if you're interested, you can definitely book a call with me. It's a strategy call to find out how and if it's a good fit for us to work together, because I am taking 5 women to the next level, whatever that may look like, whether that be in life or business. We are going to break through any type of limiting decisions or beliefs about yourself, whatever it is that you're continuing to attract. And you're like, wait a second, I don't want to attract that anymore. Why am I attracting that? Why is that happening? What is going on here? We're going to get down to the bottom of it. We're going to get down to the root cause of what's taking place. And that's where my clients have breakthrough, because they want to know what it is that's keeping them limited. And the thing is, our subconscious mind holds on to it to protect us. It's crazy, I know. I'm just like, you can release that now. But it's only doing its job. It's only doing what it's supposed to do, and that's to protect you. But when we become aware of it, we get to be like, okay, we're okay. We can then create new patterns and new beliefs and then focus our mind to work on what it is we're going after. So our brain, again, is awesome. You have your subconscious and you have your conscious. Our subconscious runs about 90%. Our conscious mind runs about 10%. So just to give you an idea. And that's where I come in. I work with your subconscious so that it can release those negative patterns and beliefs that it holds on to. Because we don't even know. Our conscious mind has no idea. They're like little blinders, and they're like keeping us safe. And so that's why I continue to work with a coach, because I'm like, oh, I didn't even know I was doing this. And I was doing this a certain way, and so forth. So I am so glad you joined me today. And reach out, share in the chat, join me, catch the replay, come back and say #replay or #live if you join me live. Let me know what your goals are, what your challenges are, and let's see if we can get you connected in some way, shape, or form with what we're doing in 2025. So I'm so excited. I love that you guys are here. We have another show launching in 2025 as well that is going to be for women and business owners. And last thing I want to ask is, and I'll put it up here just so that you guys can all see it, is I want you to, what is it that you want to, show topics. So show topics for 2025. I want to know what it is you want to see. So I will come up with some show ideas. One of my first ones is, and I know it's funny. It's funny because I've actually heard it already twice, but how to date a confident, independent woman. And I've had several women ask me to talk about this, and I've actually had men ask me. And so I'm like, okay, we're going to have this conversation. I'm going to bring in a panel of single women that have gone through this, and I might even bring in a man who can share their perspective. So we'll see. But that is coming in 2025. Again, I'm always doing things to help you maneuver, to help you step into your power and purpose, no matter what that looks like for you in your life. So what show topic or what specific show idea or topic do you want me to cover? Do you want the show to cover? Do you want me to bring in a guest speaker about whatever that may look like? Give me show topics for 2025. I would love that. So let me see where you can send your show topics. Either send it to me or comment in the live chat, or you can email it to me. And let me go ahead and shoot over my email. And it's going to be Francine Ayala at francineayala.com. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the screen. There you go. And go ahead and in the header, just go ahead and put show topics for 2025. Show topic 2025, whatever that may look like, and shoot me an email. I would love to hear, and I'm looking forward to it. So if you have any questions, if this was beneficial, if you absolutely love this show, whatever that may be, let me know your comments. I'm curious. Drop them in the chat, send me an email, whatever that looks like. I am grateful that you're here and that you're sharing this space with me. So today is December 18th of 2024. This will be our last live show of the season of episode 1. This is episode 1. This is season 1, episode 23. Oh my goodness, you guys, we did it. We did it. And I can't wait to show the numbers for November and how we did and how our views are looking. So I'm excited. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting. And I look forward to what's to come in 2025. And stay tuned. I can't wait to share more with you. So thank you for being here. And as always, thank you for your support. Have a wonderful Christmas. Have a wonderful holiday, whatever, Hanukkah, whatever that looks like for you. Know that you're loved. Know that you're worth it. Know that you are supported and you are worthy of amazing things. You are extraordinary, not ordinary. Know that you were meant for more. Make it happen. Have a beautiful night or day wherever you're joining from. Take care.
What you do, what inspires you, what you enjoy.
My ability to lead really impacts women on a larger level, because not every woman has the same story or the same journey. So understanding where they've come from and where they want to go helps me be the leader that I can, so that I can show up in a space of authenticity for them.